What's going on, y'all? It's the Caveman back at it again with another video, and I actually didn't even plan on making a video today, nor did I plan on making a video about this topic. I didn't feel like it was, really worthy of talking about. I thought everyone was kind of on the same page revolving on the topic, but as Twitter has, started to catch my attention and I've been talking to people about it, there are actually people that have been defending Doug Pederson for what he decided to do on Sunday night, and that was playing Nate Sudfeld, whatever his name is, over Jalen Hurts in a game that was very winnable for them. And people are actually saying, trying to justify why Doug Pederson was doing this. And how could you possibly justify it? For me, it was inexcusable. I think there have been plenty of people that said exactly how I feel, and that it's just inexcusable. He purposely tanked. There was no reason for him to do this. He took the integrity right out of football by doing what he did. Like I said, I didn't plan on making this video, but just for the fact that people are defending this it's pretty miraculous to me. To think that people think this was okay, or think this is morally right, or then you have no empathy for being a player in their situation. Especially, you just have no idea what that would be like. You just have no ability to put yourself in the shoes of an Eagles player, to sit back and realize what your coach, the guy you play for, the guy that tells you what to do, what he just did to you after how hard you fought all the season, and for him to do that is just. I couldn't imagine. So I get it. There are the people out there trying to justify the fact that he did it because, he said he wanted to get Nate Sudfeld some reps this week if the circumstances were right. He said originally prior in the week that he did want to get Nate some snaps. I get it. All right. He said if the circumstances were right. I think they were down by 3 at the point he went in the game. Those aren't right circumstances. Those are circumstances in which you can still win the game. If the circumstances were right, you put Nate Sudfeld in when you're up by 20 or when you're down by 20 late in the game. That's when the circumstances are right, not when you're in the game, in the third quarter or whenever he put him in. That's not a right circumstance to put in your backup quarterback who hasn't started a game since 2018, who, for rightfully so, has not been really in a game period in quite a long time now. I'm not sure what the justification was. I don't know why you wanted to see Nate Sudfeld. There was nothing to see from Nate Sudfeld. He's been in the league for a few years now. There has been really not much to see from him, and we saw that after he went in. There really was nothing to see. Doug Pederson threw that game, and there's no other way of putting it. And I'm not even sitting here and defending Giants fans, Giants players. I get the argument that people are saying, well, you shouldn't have went 6-10 and relied on another team to get you in the playoffs. That's what people are saying about Giants fans and Giants players, and I get that. That's a fine narrative, but think of it from an Eagles player's standpoint. J.J. Watt just went on this rant the other day, 4 or 5 days ago, about how all the players want to do is win. That's what they go out there to do week in and week out. They don't care about the next year draft pick. They don't care about who they could potentially bring in next year. They want to win. They go out there, they're getting paid. What they love to do is to go out there and win and kick ass in a football game. Their job isn't to necessarily play worse so the draft pick, that's not what they're there to do. They don't want to go out there and lose. Nobody wants to go out on the field and lose. J.J. Watt just went on this whole spiel about it. Jason Kelce, the center for the Philadelphia Eagles, the guy that plays for the coach that did this, went on the same identical rant maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago about how winning is so important to the players no matter what the circumstances. They want to go out there and win no matter what. For the fans, for themselves, for the organization, for their pride, for their integrity, for the sake of the game, for the sake of winning. That's what they play the game for, is just to win. They don't play the game for anything else but to go out there and win for the guy next to them.
Nothing takes precedence over trying to win a football game. I don't care who you're trying to evaluate. I don't care if you've lost every game. You're 0-15 and it's the last one you got. Everything is about winning in this league.
I mean, J.J. Watt and Jason Kelce both went on the same identical rant. And for a guy that has so much power as a coach in Doug Pederson to do something so blatant, so just awful to their players, like I said, I don't care about how it affects any other team. I'm talking about how it affects the players on the Eagles. And Jason Kelce was one of the players on the Eagles that went on such an identical rant to J.J. Watt about how winning is so important. That how could you do that to them? It doesn't make any sense to me. And now, like I said, I wasn't going to make a video about this, but there have been reports coming out from the Eagles locker room, the Eagles organization, about how players were baffled and just so confused by what they did. Miles Sanders came out and said they didn't make any sense what he did. Why would he do that? Nobody understood it. Miles Sanders came out and said it. And then there was a report that came out 2 hours ago that said that there were 2 players on the Eagles, 2 defenders on the Eagles that had to be restricted from Doug Pederson. They were literally trying to go at Doug Pederson because of what they did. Those are guys that put their heart, soul, hard work, time, energy, everything they have on the line to go out there and win a football game for that guy, for a guy that represents them. and he turns his back on them. He literally said, I don't care how much time you put in. I don't care how hard you worked. I don't care how hard you worked this entire season. I don't care how hard you worked in this game to make it a 3-point game. I don't care how hard you worked. I don't care if you're a defensive player and you've kept us in this game this whole year. I don't care if you're a defensive player that kept us in this game today. I don't care. I'm putting in the guy that I think will help us get a better draft pick. That is what Doug Pederson said. And for anybody to find an excuse for this, for what Doug Pederson did, in my opinion, is extremely soft. You have no ability to put yourself in the shoes of Eagles players. I don't care how it affects other teams. I want you to put yourself in the place of an Eagles player that has gone into every single game, week in and week out, tried your absolute ass off to win games for that organization. And the guy that has been telling you what to do all season, the guy you've been playing for, the guy that you call your coach, decides to put in your backup quarterback in a 3-point game that you can easily win when the game's not even close to over. That's a guy that literally said to his players, I don't care about this game. I don't care about this season. I don't care about you. And I'm going to put in this guy and just see what happens. Because you know what? Whatever happens, this game is meaningless. I don't really care. I'm not the one putting my body on the line. I'm not the one going out there and trying. I don't care. Why should I care? Earlier in the year, I made a video about how Doug Pederson deserves to be one of the coaches fired. And this is just another reason why. Doug Pederson is just a clueless asshole. Like, this is something only an asshole would do. This is such blatant, just lack of care, lack of ability to understand how much his players care, how much his players want to be there, how much they want to win. That just shows, that's just pathetic. I don't know how nobody on the sideline went up to him and started ripping his asshole out as soon as Nate Sudfeld went on the field. I don't know how not a single guy on especially on the defense. Could you imagine how the defense of the Philadelphia Eagles has been playing so hard all season? So freaking hard. All season. They have been one of the best defenses in the NFL. You really can't deny how good the Philadelphia Eagles defense has played. They're just constantly on the field because the offense has struggled all year. Just to be a member of that defense, to be Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Darius Slay, any of those guys on that defense whatsoever, you tried so hard all season to keep your team in the game, every single game, week in and week out. And you're in a 3-point game against a division rival nonetheless, in a game that has a lot riding on it, whether it's for you or not. There's a lot riding on that game just for your pride, your integrity, and you're on the defensive side of the ball. You do everything you can to keep the other team out of the end zone, to give your offense a chance, and all of a sudden your offense just has zero ability to move the ball because of a decision your coach decided to make. I just can't imagine that feeling. I would be so infuriated, whatever the word is. I would be so frustrated, so angry, so fed up. I mean, I would be fed up with how things were going the entire year. Miles Sanders not getting the ball, the quarterback situation, how Doug Pederson was handling it. If I was on the defensive side of the ball, I'd be fed up with all of that this entire time. This just puts the cherry on top. This was Doug Pederson saying, I don't care about you. I don't care how hard you've worked all season. I don't care what you've done for me, what you've done for this team. Those guys have kept that job for Doug Pederson. Doug Pederson should not have that job. He really should not. Guys are the sole reason why they still have that, why that guy still has that job, and he just told them, fuck you. I don't care. I don't care. That's pretty much what Doug Pederson said. And if you see it any other way, especially to the way it portrays to the Eagles players, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, having two guys on the Eagles defense literally have to be restrained from Doug Pederson because of how upset and how angry they were at him for what he did, for the way he just turned his back on them. If that doesn't show you how fucked up this is, then I don't know what else to tell you, man. I mean, I wasn't going to make a video about this, but like, how can you justify this, man? There's no justifying this whatsoever. I don't know. There's just, it's fucked up. It's just fucked up. Like, I don't want to swear, but like, yeah, I do, because I don't care. Like, this is just, it's disgusting. Absolutely, it's just, Doug Pederson, you're an absolute joke and you should be fired. You don't deserve to be a coach in the NFL at any level. You're a joke. I hope to God you get fired. Not to mention, after the game, he even went on his post-game press conference and said he was coaching to win. He had the nerve to go to his post-game press conference and say he was coaching to win. He had the nerve to lie straight to the face of the entire world and say he was coaching to win. Talk about a piece of freaking shit, man. Oh my God, coaching to win? You were coaching to win? You deserve to be fired. So I don't know. I had to get my feelings out about it. I can't believe that people are defending it. I can't believe he did that. I can't believe it. I feel bad for those Eagles players, every single one of them. I feel absolutely horrible for them. That is disheartening. That is heartbreaking. I would not want to show my face around him without wanting to hurt him. I don't think I could do it. I think I would lose my shit if I was around him. I guess, sure, if you want to say he wants a better draft pick and it's better for the organization, sure. But, I mean, that just doesn't matter to me. That just taking away from the integrity of the game. Like if you understand where these Eagles players are coming from, you'll know that just never is the right decision to make. Never under any circumstance, especially in the type of game they were in. Like he said, Nate Sudfeld will see the field based on the circumstances. The circumstances were not right for Nate Sudfeld to go in. Jalen Hurts wasn't playing so ungodly awful that he literally was not going to give him a chance to win ever. Nate Sudfeld is not going in and winning that game. He's just not. When the game is in reach like that and you just decide to put him in at the worst time possible, that's just a big fuck you to your team. That's really what that was. What you think down below. If you enjoyed the video, if you disagree, you agree, whatever. I want to know down below if you actually do think there's something that Doug Pederson did right. I want to actually know your thought process. I'm actually genuinely interested. Nevertheless, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll see y'all later in the next one. Peace.